Sales Talk with CRM, a series wherein we interview sales leaders and from different walks of life and learn about their professional journey. I am Ria, your host for this episode, and today we have with us none other than Mr. Sanjay Wadhwa. I am very honored to have you with us today. For our audience who will be sitting and watching from their homes, I want to introduce Mr. Wadhwa to them. Sanjay Wadhwa is an international business coach who helps entrepreneurs to grow their business exponentially. He has trained over 1,20,000 people and coached over 7,000 people across 16 different countries. He has 18 international training and coaching certifications. He is certified leader by trainer, coach, and speaker from John Maxwell team. Welcome to Sales Talk, Sanjay.
Hey, thanks so much, Shreya, for having me. This is a pleasure.
Yeah, to starting with, I am very astonished to find out that you have such an amazing experience in sales and coaching industry. To train over 1,20,000 people, across 16 different countries. I mean, that's huge. So just wanted to know, like, I'm very curious that how did it all happen? Like, how you started? What is your initial journey?
Yeah, so I actually started my journey in sales, and I was very good at sales.
Okay.
In fact, I was so good that I had to change 6 jobs in 5 years. I
Oh
was
my
very good
God.
at selling myself to another company. So actually, I wasn't doing very well in sales in the initial years of my journey. And I didn't have a purpose. I didn't understand what's happening around. As soon as I graduated, somebody said, let's take a job, and I said, yeah, why not? I want to earn a lot of money. And the first job that I got was a sales job, and that's what I took. And that's essentially how I jumped into sales. And the first few years were really bad, till somebody said, hey, your career isn't moving, why don't you attend some training? And I did a training, and I just saw that there's so much I didn't know about sales. I thought I was this hot shot. I could go to from a company to another company, sell myself to a higher salary package, and that is
Right.
sales, but that was not. And once I got some training and I learned how to do sales really well, then it took off. Since then, I may have done a few crores in sales easily.
So from that day, you never stopped. I
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's really amazing. I just why sales coaching? Like, why did you choose this? I mean, why did you decide to become one? Do you have any inspiration or anything like that?
No, no, not really. So the idea is after I worked with corporates for 15 years, I quit and I decided to start my own business.
Okay.
And like every other entrepreneur, I decided to do what I know doing, what I like doing, and that was training. So I have a corporate training company. And
Okay.
the first year was good because all I had to do was go meet my friends who were my peers in the last 15 years in the industry and say, hey, give me some work. And they gave me work. But after the first initial spurt of business that I got, business started to stagnate. And I realized that happens with a lot of entrepreneurs. We all start with a big bang. And after some time, we realized that, okay, all the organic sales is died out. What do I do now? Okay. And for a couple of years in between, my business really struggled. I could only sustain the initial, the burst of business that I got. And then I realized that, like in my sales career, I had learned to sell. I should learn how to sell as an entrepreneur as well, because sales as a job is slightly different than
Right.
sales as an entrepreneur. And when I
Right.
learned, my business started to take off again. And in just 12 months, we had some phenomenal results by applying sales strategies, sales ideas. And in a couple of years, my business went completely on autopilot. I didn't have to work in my business. So I found that as a very liberating experience. As an entrepreneur, if you can be free and your business can still be growing, now that's the magic of an entrepreneurship. That's why everybody jumps into entrepreneur, wants to be their own boss. right? So when I got that, I said, can I bring this to other entrepreneurs? And really, if you look at it, Ria, there are 10.5 crore plus small businesses in India, and over 32% of them don't make profits because they don't know how to market themselves and how to sell their services or products. And that's a big challenge in India. When you look abroad, there are so many opportunities for people to learn and apply scientific marketing and sales strategies. In India, that's missing. So, using my strength in training and my experience in sales, we combined and created a product where we now work with entrepreneurs and we help them double their revenue by improving their marketing and sales areas, essentially. So that's how it came about.
Yeah. Wow. Lovely. So when we do sales, हमें हमेशा याद रहता है हमारा जब पहले हमने सेल किया था, that first sale is always a
Correct.
memorable. कि
Correct.
that is that biggest achievement I can say. कि जब हमने पहला सेल करते हैं, because that is where बहुत ज़्यादा, that is the happiest moment we can say. So
Yes.
when did you land up in that first successful sale?
I think it was 1998. And I did my first sale to a company called Novartis. I remember the product manager of this particular product called Calcium Sandoz used to be.
Oh, Calcium Sandoz, yeah. And 1998, I guess
be,
that's where I was born, I guess.
yeah, we used to eat that as child, and I was very ecstatic to meet someone who manages that.
Right.
And we sold him some. I used to work for an ad company. We used to sell advertisements. So I sold him an advertisement space. Literally, that sales it was like, I had all the answers to his questions, and I think he got impressed that, okay, this guy knows everything. He's not as fresh as he looks. And I think that's what convinced him to work with me.
Perfect. So, I saw your videos, a few videos on YouTube where you, and right now also you just mentioned about the small owners, so I watched that one video of 7 mistakes generally small owners do. So what are that 7 mistakes that generally often sales persons do? Like, so.
Yeah, first is, I think sales is an intentional process. Okay, people have to intentionally do it. Right. Most business owners, when I ask them, what do you do as a business, they'll say, oh, I'm a chartered accountant, or I'm a lawyer, or I develop websites, or I do digital marketing, or I do HVAC sales. I mean, various things, right? But they and they're very good at their trade, which means they really know about their product, their services, they know what is required, but they don't spend any time in learning how to attract clients to them. Right. And to convert those prospects that are attracted into paying clients. So marketing and sales is usually missing. Most business owners think that if I am doing a business, clients will happen. In fact, I know over 80% of business owners, they really depend on word of mouth as a great way to grow their business. But that's not true. Absolutely. There's just so much to do in marketing and sales, and it's easy. All you need to do is understand that. And if you understand it, it's easy. It's like every skill, right? Like if you first time sit in a car to drive, it's very difficult to change gear, this, that, and the other, manage. But once you know how to do it, then you can drive and listen to music and look at the scenery outside, and the driving is happening automatically. Yes, right? Agreed. Most business owners don't take marketing and sales intentionally, okay, and they think that they are chartered accountants, so naam hi kafi hai. But naam kafi nahi hota. They need to do marketing and sales, okay, and it's just not that I opened a business, so business will happen. In the initial few days of business does happen automatically. You know why? Because there is your friends and family in a warm market that say, "Arey, isne business shuru kiya, isko kuch to business dega." So it happens.
Right.
But after that, it starts to stagnate. And then, in business, if you're stagnating, then you're actually going down. And the downward spiral happens. You need
Right.
to do marketing and sales intentionally. That I think is the biggest mistake of salespeople, that they don't invest time in learning how to do that and then doing it well and just improve over it. Like, imagine if they could improve only 1% in their selling skills a week. In 50 weeks, they would have compounded their growth to almost doubling their business. Okay.
Right.
And that's the magic, right? If you're not growing consistently, then your business is going to wither and die because there's just too much competition today.
Agree. So, what are the ideal traits of a good sales coach according to you?
Sales coach.
Yeah, I mean, what makes you a good sales trainer or sales coach, we can say?
Yeah. So, what makes me a good trainer coach, because I spent a lot of time studying it. I read one book a week. Okay, I'm
Wow.
perpetually looking for how to improve my skill set. I have gone to Australia, US, Malaysia, Singapore to learn from the best in the world, and I bring some of those things to India. Okay,
Right.
but a good sales trainer and a coach must be someone who's passionate and someone who knows strategies and ideas and how to identify the gaps in the salespeople, and train them and coach them to overcome those gaps. They must have deep rooted fundamentals in place. अगर वो नहीं होगा तो I'm not sure if they can transfer the knowledge and the skill required to other people.
Right.
So that.
So, apart from all these questions, now I'm going to ask some, like fun facts about you.
Sure.
Like, how is Sanjay outside office premises? Like, how is he? Like, is he fun loving? Is he loves to travel, or is he a foodie? Kind of. So who is Sanjay?
Food is definitely a large part of it. I'm also a very filmy guy. So, there was a time when I used to watch every film that got released in the theater. Nowadays, in the OTT world, we watch
Something
movies
like first day,
on.
first show, kind of.
No, not first day, first show, but for sure in a
Okay.
week, if there are two movies, then we would go and watch both the movies, right? It's like that. But I'm a very filmy person. I learn and then get inspired and enjoy the whole experience of watching movies. I also read quite a bit. I read one book a week. I also paint. Nowadays, I've taken up painting. I do acrylic painting quite a bit. I
Wow.
also do origami, so I make these complex figures with paper. I am someone who's very tactile. I love doing things rather than sitting and just enjoying. So I'm in it for the experience of it. That's the kind of person I am. I am right now too entrenched into what I'm about to create in my business. So a lot of time goes there, but I
Nice.
still manage to paint once, twice every month. I'm read quite a bit. I make at least one or two complex figures in origami once a month. So I do find time. Also, my son is 10 years old, and he is also very demanding of time. So 3 days in a week,
Right.
I have to, tell him a story, and the rest of the 4 days, he tells me a story, which, we have this pact. So we do that. I, do a lot of play with him.
That's
Um,
nice. Yeah.
do Nerf gun wars and play, घर पे we play, table tennis, cricket, and stuff like that. Yeah, so a lot of stuff
Nice.
like that.
Yeah. Nice, nice. So can you give us one tip for all the newbies who want to come into like sales industry? What is your opinion about sales? We can say.
I think sales is a very fundamental skill for being successful in life. You
Yeah.
sell all the time, every time. Even if you're not doing it professionally, you have to sell it. Even if you're not in sales profession, you have to sell your ideas, sell your positioning. In an organization, you're going to sell your worth. So selling is something which is worthwhile. And I think everyone who's starting out their careers must spend some time in sales and
Right.
really in the experience, because that is where really the money happens in business. If sales is not functioning and money is not happening, okay, so you're at the forefront, you're like the driver of the bus,
Yes.
making sure the whole organization is driven. And I think, one tip that I want to give people is, and it's not only about sales, it's about their careers, is
Yeah.
take things seriously. While have fun, enjoy yourself, but when it comes to the crux of the matter, like जब वो करने की बारी आती है, जब rubber
Right.
meets the road, okay, do the right things, put an effort to
Yes.
become better and better and better.
Yes. Agreed. And for that, as you rightly said, for that you should read more and more to gain more
Not,
knowledge.
not only read, just see what's working. Just observe is a big thing as
Yeah,
well.
observation. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to shorten the curve, you don't want to spend 10 years to become the best, then yeah, learn. And learning, you should be hungry for learning. So, attend
Yes.
training program. Nowadays, there's a lot happening on the internet. You can do that. You can read, you can listen to audiobooks if you're not a reader.
Yes.
Or books are now converted into many languages when you're listening to it. So you can be comfortable in
Yeah.
your own language. Nothing is a barrier. Today, everything is available, and I think you should take advantage of it. Put in the effort to become better, a little
Right.
better every day. Like whatever you were yesterday, if you can be a slightly better, even if like a 1% better today, it's great. If you can do one thing better, it'll be great. Great.
That's amazing. So, what is your leadership mantra? Like, what is that mantra you will tell to become successful or anything like that?
Responsibility. I think that's my leadership mantra. I have, the saying that works for me really is that if it has to be, it is up to me. मेरे लिए कोई करके नहीं देने वाला है, मुझे ही करना है
Agreed.
लाइफ में.
Right.
ओके, जो हो रहा है वो मेरी वजह से हो रहा है, जो नहीं हो रहा है वो मेरी वजह से हो रहा है. अगर मैं वहां खड़े रहूंगा, then I can do a lot of stuff. I can,
Right.
work on myself, work on the shortcomings, work on the challenges. अगर मैं circumstances को blame करूंगा, अरे situation ऐसा है, मेरी company वैसी है, then I'm waiting for them to become better for me to be able to do something.
Yeah.
वो होने वाला नहीं है. वो होने वाला
Agree.
नहीं है. बिकॉज
Perfect.
तो मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि अगर कुछ होना है जिंदगी में तो वो मैं ही कर सकता हूँ मेरी जिंदगी में. तो आई ऑलवेज एम लुकिंग फॉर मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. ठीक है, अभी ये हो गया, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, व्हाट कैन आई डू
True.
टू go out from here. So that's my mantra, and every leader should follow that mantra. If they take responsibility of what's happening in their life and in their business and in their organizations and with their teams,
Right.
they can do really well.
Agree. So, like, you have spent so many years in this industry, what is that one great achievement you felt? One that achievement ki हाँ आज I have achieved something. That moment. What was that moment? Ki हाँ now I have I think I have achieved that satisfaction.
It's not a moment. It's not a moment. There are a few things, but it's not a moment. It's not like that one moment. Okay. But a few things, like when I quit my job and started my own business, that's, it's a process. But when that happened, when I started my own business, I said, wow, this is something that I never thought was going to happen. When I closed my first client uh, outside of India, okay, paying me in dollars, and for me to be able
Wow.
to spend in rupees, which is really cool, right? You earn in dollars, you spend in rupees.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
so. I think that was a good one. My highest paying client is a client who paid me almost 500,000 of rupees to work with them and improve their sales. I think those are some things that I'm really proud of. Also, some of my clients have produced some humongous results, like they've grown by 200%, 375%. They went from zero to a few crores in 12 months' time. When these things happen, I feel very satisfied. I say, yeah, हाँ, मतलब, I am responsible to make this happen. I'm somewhere at the source of making some amazing work happen. And this
Right.
is proof. अगर ये कर सकते हैं तो कोई भी कर सकता है. People should get inspired, and I think, yeah, I'm part of that. That makes me really happy.
That's great. I'm very, I'm very happy and honored that you have, shared such an insightful thoughts. So thank
I'm happy
you.
that you're
Yeah.
asking some questions.
So thank you, Sanjay, for being a part of Sales Talk with HCRM. And we hope you had an amazing time with us. And also, I'm sure that our audience also had a great learning from you. So
Yes.
thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much, Riya, for this quick interview. And I'm a big fan of Edge. I always recommend Edge CRM to any of my clients who are looking for CRM
Thank
because I
you.
know Ravindra, and I know the journey that Edge CRM has taken from the initial days when it was just a product to how it has evolved and matured. So it's a classic example that I give that if you keep making small improvements over a period of time, they become large, and
Yes,
you really count for something.
agreed.
And I'm really glad I'm part of this with the Edge. Super cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And also, if you have, if for our audience, if they have any questions, please drop them down in the comment section below. And till then, thank you so much and happy selling.
Super cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.